Yeah, I keep teasing him and said, if he does a good job, he can be in a Mercedes. If not, we're doing Renault Clio Cup. And today we are more close to Renault Clio Cup again.
Okay.
That's probably a joke.
Yes.
In Toto's style. But one thing is clear, the powerful people at Mercedes aren't very happy with the whole incident and seem frustrated that George Russell in a Williams was in a position to overtake one of their cars. While Russell is confident it's not going to harm his relationship with Mercedes, there are a couple of intriguing questions that pop up from the reactions after the incident. Is there a possibility that Mercedes may not sign George Russell for 2022? And is Mercedes the only option for George Russell? On one side, we have an ambitious youngster who is looking to make it to a top team, while on the other side, a well-established and one of the most successful teams in Formula 1 history who has dominated the sport in the past 7 years. So, who is more valuable to the other? Let's explore their journey so far and the options they have elsewhere if the current relationship does not take off. And do share your views in the comments section. Also do subscribe if you haven't already, as we are so close to the 1000 mark. The 2018 Formula 2 champion is no stranger to success. He began karting in 2006 when he was 7 and has shown exceptional talent throughout his career and won several karting titles. Russell moved to single-seater racing in 2014 with stints in the Formula Renault 2.0 and the Renault Euro Cup. In 2014, he also competed in the British Formula 4 Championship and won 5 races in the season to clinch the title by just 3 points from teammate and Indian driver Arjun Maini. In December that year, Russell also became the youngest ever winner of the McLaren Autosport Award, beating fellow finalist Alexander Albon to win a £100,000 cash prize. In 2015, Russell joined the European Formula 3 Championship with Carlin and competed against many future F1 drivers, including Antonio Giovinazzi, Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll and Alex Albon. He finished 6th in the overall championship. The following year, Russell moved to High-Tech Grand Prix and scored 2 victories to finish 3rd overall in the championship. That year, the championship was eventually won by Lance Stroll. Wow, Lance did win a junior championship and he's not just a paid driver. Anyway, that story for a later date. 2017 marked the beginning of the milestone years for George Russell in junior categories. As he signed for ART Grand Prix for GP3, Russell had taken 4 victories, 4 pole positions and 7 podiums overall to seal the championship over his teammate Jack Aitken with a comfortable margin of 79 points. He remained with ART Grand Prix for the 2018 season, but now promoted to Formula 2.
George Russell is the Formula 2 champion of 2018.
Russell would go on to win the title with a victory in the feature race at Abu Dhabi after a season-long fight with fellow Brit Lando Norris. In early 2017, Russell joined Mercedes Motorsport as part of their junior driver program. Later that year, Russell made his Formula 1 practice debut at the Brazilian Grand Prix and also did FP1 in Abu Dhabi with Force India team. Racing in Formula 1, even if it's for the slowest team on the grid, is a step up and a dream come true for any young racing driver. Russell joined the Williams F1 team for the 2019 season alongside comeback driver Robert Kubica. With Williams being the slowest car of the field, Russell ended the season in 20th place in the championship, being the only driver not to score a point. 2020 saw a little improvement from Williams, but they were still comfortably the slowest car on the grid, except on the odd occasion of battling a Ferrari. The major highlight of his 2020 campaign was his one-off drive for Mercedes, when a slow puncture and the team's unusual mess-up lost him a potential race win. Boy, what a story that could have been. After winning back-to-back championships in the mid-1950s, Mercedes withdrew from all motorsport, including Formula 1, following the 1955 disaster at Le Mans, which killed the Mercedes driver Pierre Levy and more than 80 spectators. Mercedes made a comeback to Formula 1 as a full-time works team in 2010, following the purchase of the Braun GP team, while they roped in 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher, who partnered fellow German Nico Rosberg. There was no major success for the team until the 2012 Chinese Grand Prix, where Nico Rosberg took the team's first pole position after returning to the sport. After replacing Michael Schumacher with Lewis Hamilton, 2013 has been the Renaissance year for Mercedes, as they scored their first victory since the return at the Monaco Grand Prix with Nico Rosberg. Mercedes went on to win 2 more races and 9 podiums overall in 2013, as they beat Ferrari to claim the 2nd spot in the Constructors' Championship. 2014 marked the beginning of one of the most dominant periods in Formula 1 history, as Mercedes are unbeaten in both the championships as they claimed 7 drivers and constructors titles in a row. Since 2014, Mercedes has won 103 races, 207 podiums and 110 pole positions. Some incredible achievements that may never be broken. But the Mercedes dominance could have reached the peak in 2020, and in 2021, the competitors are making the much needed comeback, as the average winning margin has come down to just 0.7 seconds in the initial races so far. It is clear that Mercedes is not going to run away with any of the championships in 2021, and they will need to fight hard to keep up the winning record. George Russell has been a Mercedes junior driver since 2017, and he is widely regarded as the right choice to succeed Lewis Hamilton, and he is seen by many as a future world champion. While there are glimpses of brilliance, George Russell is yet to run a full season in a competitive car. Fellow youngsters like Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris and Alex Albon have all scored either a race win or a podium in their second year in Formula 1, and George is languishing at the back of the field, which would definitely be frustrating for a talented driver. At the end of 2021, his 3-year contract with Williams will come to an end, and he's in a perfect shape to join Mercedes in 2022. But if for any reason Mercedes does not give him a seat next year, what are the options for George Russell? I am sure that any team would love to have him in one of their cars. While there could be clear opportunities in the midfield teams, Russell would like to move to a team which is capable of winning races, rather than just be in the midfield pack. 3 teams have made positive improvements recently and are more likely to improve further in the upcoming years. The teams of Ferrari, McLaren and Red Bull. While Leclerc and Norris seem like the primary drivers for their teams, the second seats are occupied at least until the end of 2022. So far, the only option that seems available is at Red Bull, because Sergio Perez is contracted till the end of this year. But will Red Bull consider George to partner Max Verstappen and risk creating a highly competitive environment between their drivers? I really doubt it. On the contrary, Mercedes have Stoffel Van Dorn and Nick De Vries as their reserve drivers, along with Esteban Ocon to consider. Although I have nothing against Ocon, he hasn't shown the real potential to compete at top level. While Nick De Vries never raced in Formula 1, Van Dorn's 2-year stint with McLaren wasn't very successful. And to make a full-time comeback at a top team in Formula 1 after a 3-year gap is very unlikely to happen. While the rumors of Max Verstappen joining Mercedes may never die anytime soon, is not a realistic move, at least until Lewis Hamilton is around. And why would Max leave Red Bull when they have a car that can win races consistently? So the most realistic option for Mercedes is George Russell, and it's really the best one. With Verstappen, Leclerc and Norris leading their current teams, if Russell joins Mercedes, we will have the best drivers of the future spread across the 4 major teams, which could make the championship battles more exciting. In a way, both Mercedes and George Russell need each other and are as much valuable as the other. Thanks for watching, and I'll meet you in the next one.